Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Moms Take 5, episode 29. We're running out of topics. We're struggling. So reach out, give us your feedback. Instagram is probably the easiest and quickest way to get a hold of us, Moms Take 5. Or we have our email, which is momstake5podcast@gmail.com. And suggestions, questions, topics, which we desperately need. Today, we're going to be talking about some misconceptions of being a stay-at-home mom. So let's get into some updates.
This is Ashley,
Molly,
Kim,
and
Tara.
we are four best friends who, by fate, moved into the same cul-de-sac. We talk all things mom, wife, and woman. We are Moms Take 5.
so we are short a member today.
We are.
Tara, his husband, had to have surgery.
He did.
He had to go have his appendix out.
Emergency surgery.
Yes. So she is taking care of him. But other than that, anyone have some updates? Molly and I went to a she was surprised.
Where'd we go?
Where?
We
Tell
went
me.
to a Pura event
We did.
last night. It was up in Sundance, which is up a canyon. And it was fine down here. It's cold,
It was.
but fine. It was a winter wonderland up there. The roads were snowy. People were sliding off the road.
Yeah, the road closed right as we got there.
Yeah.
So we got there just in time before they shut the road down.
Yeah, we lucked out.
It's like
and
winter wonderland.
Yeah, and going home, it was, they had plowed the roads and iced them, but you could, still snow everywhere. And then once we got off that one road, it was clear
It
as
was
can
fine.
be.
Were you nervous?
A little bit. I was just going to say, find friends that know you have major anxiety driving, and then when you invite them places,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, so I have to drive? And you're like,
Duh.
yep, that's why I invited you. Just kidding.
It wasn't,
I like
it wasn't too bad, but I guess there was some black ice and stuff.
Yeah,
but
everybody made it seem a lot worse. You must have just done really good.
Yeah.
Because everybody made it seem a lot worse than what I felt like it was.
I pride myself in my snow driving.
It was good.
It was a super pretty event, though. The place was beautiful. And they actually had like a presentation of the company. And I feel like both of us were very impressed with them. They seem like a really good company.
Yeah.
So
I
if
love
you need some air fresheners.
Yeah, I love seeing like the behind the scenes of companies, especially when they're like super passionate about it. It's like, oh, I want to support you because you're loving what you do.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's
Yeah,
And my
awesome.
house smells delicious today.
I know. I am jealous of that.
Yours
I
always
want
smells
this.
good though.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I use those Glade Airwick things.
Oh,
We mentioned your house because we were like, because I had always wanted a Pura and I've just never, I couldn't smell them. So I never actually bought one. But we mentioned how your house always smells good.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I feel like it always smells like food.
And Nick, we had something from your house one time, and Nick said, that smells like Ashley's house.
okay. I hope that's good. But that was a cool thing. The owner, right? He was the owner or
President.
the president of the company. He was talking about how we're talking about senses and how the nose it was pretty interesting. The nose is the only sense that goes straight to your brain. The other ones can be kind of edited, like your sight can be edited before it hits the brain. But so it just was like a direct link to the brain. And he was saying, it brings up a lot of memories. And he said his wife was at their friend's grandma's house, and she was just in the kitchen crying because she said it smelled like her grandma's house. And then he started kind of tearing up. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
you could tell the passion
Yeah.
Yeah.
behind the company. It was pretty awesome.
I like that.
I felt real out of place. Molly would talk to a few people, and they were like, so what do you, like, what? I don't even remember what they did. Not what
I
do you
don't
do,
know.
but like, what's
They'd
your
be
handle?
Like, what's
and I
your
was like,
handle? What's your social media? What do you do?
I have 100 followers and I have 2 kids.
It's
So
I mean, I'm still new to like the influencer events and all this stuff, and it's a whole new world. It's kind of different, you know. Everybody, of course, has got their phone out, you know, getting their social media stuff. But I've said it multiple times. Most of the ones that I've met have been really awesome people, and it's like it translates to their pages. There are a few that you're like, might stay away from that situation, but
I was asking Cody, do you think that like Instagram and TikTok, is there outside of Utah? I guess people can answer this for me. Is there like a group of influencers like there are here?
I don't know.
Because we were kind of talking about how Stanley's got so big here and how there's so many companies. Pura started here. Tons of them. Kara Aloha, all of. So is there like this following, or I guess this influencer world outside of Utah?
I feel like a lot of influencers come to Utah to meet other influencers. You know, like Angela Rose comes here all the time.
Yeah.
Birds Papaya, she came here recently.
Yeah.
I
feel like
Elise Myers even came here.
Really?
Recently. Yeah.
I feel like there are some, and I think there are like general areas of, because I know a couple of the businesses that are in Utah go to like Arizona, like it's got a high rate. I think there's some in California, and I think I've seen a couple events in like New York City.
Oh,
So I feel like there are like little spots, hot
Little
spots
pockets.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all over, but it is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And like Stanley's, I think they're more popular countrywide now, but at first when the quenchers came out, my husband said it was like 70% Utah that purchased them.
That's wild.
And so like living in Utah, I always think that everybody knows Stanley because in Utah, everybody does.
Yeah.
But outside of Utah, you just don't know what's we're in this weird little bubble.
We are. It is a weird bubble.
Yep.
When we went to Bohm today, they had little Pura stuff there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They
We
have a
got-
few
They're like
places.
selling it stuff.
We got actually some new outfits today.
Yeah.
We did.
It was fun.
Shopping.
It's fun to shop for other people. It's like having a like life-size doll.
Yeah.
Like, try this on.
Yeah. I hate shopping, so it was nice to have someone else pick things for me.
And I like putting people in stuff that I can't wear, like
Yeah.
my body type that she could. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd wear that if I look like you, but I don't, so you get to wear it.
I don't know that it worked.
It worked. You look
We're
dang cute.
We're going to try it.
Molly and I took our youngest 3, or combined.
Mm-hmm.
We probably aren't welcome back.
Whatever.
They both spilled their, 2 of them spilled their food.
Oh.
They were really nice.
They
the,
were.
the people there were super
And the kids
nice.
were really good, actually.
They were.
At one point, Van was running and laughing around the store, but he wasn't hurting anything. So it was like,
He was
better than him like
Screaming.
at the necklaces like he was at one
I
point,
was gonna say.
destroying all those. Like that was not great. He's like putting his hand all over in the necklaces. I was
Someone like pulls up a big, like, here you go.
it's a
I
big
would
old
like this
chunk of.
wad, please, of jewelry. They're like, oh.
I know. So he was running, and Lucy was chasing after him. So it was making him run faster, of course,
Yeah.
and be louder. And I was like, Lucy, you know a little better. Let's slow down and quiet. But I was like,
Yeah.
and left my van door open.
Oh, yes.
Was anything missing?
No.
Not
you
that
guys,
you
it's
know
not
of.
the first time I've done that. I've only done it one other
Was there
time.
anything in there?
The today?
Yeah.
Your
No.
wallet,
The
she's,
Yeah.
she's giving you the
That's-
dad look. Look at that. She's
Molly.
The first time I left it open, my wallet definitely was in there, and it was still in there.
Lucky.
I know, and it was open for like a couple hours.
The dad look.
But on my Instagram, I did post it today, and I had lots of similar stories, so I'm
That's
not
funny.
the only one.
That's funny.
Actually,
I haven't been on there.
One of my followers sent me a picture of a literal door, so it's not even a sliding door.
Oh.
It was a little door that her kid had left open, and there was a snowstorm, and the whole back seat was just covered in
Oh,
snow.
no.
And then another lady said that the cops came at like 1 a.m. to check if they were all right because they had left a door open.
Oh.
So they said they shut it, and then when she went to get in it the next morning, a big old fat cat came out of it
Ew.
because it must have got in there.
That's the
when
kind of
door
stuff I
was
would be worried
open.
about, like mice living in my car. I did Kim's nails today.
She did.
She was one of my models. I had to do acrylic on my first person, and it took forever. I
don't think it was. I think you were probably being harder on yourself.
That's not surprising. It was hard. And we don't have our e-files yet, so we had to use just a regular file to file. And that was hard. So that was fun.
Did get a little file burn.
Yep. Sorry about that.
Fine. We just glued it.
We did. Oh, sorry. Oh, Matthew brought me 4 certificates from school today like it was nothing. He's like, oh, they gave me these. And there was like honor citizenship 3.5 or higher, 4.0, and perfect attendance all for the first quarter. I was like, dude, this is amazing. He's like, man, like it's
all
nothing.
right.
I know.
He's such
So
a good
proud.
kid. He came over and watched my boys while I went and got my nails.
Yeah.
And he, like, I was telling him that pizza was coming, and he's just standing there so, like, responsible. And he's like, okay. And I was like, Tyler knows where the glasses are, and just have him meet at the counter. Okay. And he's just such a good kid.
He is a good kid. He is. He's like, I feel like last year was kind of rough. And even sometimes this year, you know, like the emotions are high, you know, like 12 years old, you have crazy emotions and hormones and all this stuff. And I feel like I've really tried to control mine because, you know, when they're freaking out, you're like, why are you freaking out over something so stupid? You know, like calm down. But today he had forgotten that he was going to your house to hang out with your boys. And he's like, oh, Dylan really wanted to hang out. And I was like, oh, well, what are you guys going to do? He's like, play Legos. And I was like, all right. He's like, and he freaked out because I made a face. So he was like angry. He's like, I hate when you make that face. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And so I gave it a minute. And then he came back because Jack was like, well, I want to go to Kim's. You know, I want to go play with Tyler. And I was like, well, and Matthew's like, well, I don't want to ruin everyone's day. And I was like, I mean, anyway. He was fine after a minute. It was just giving him time to like realize instead of like getting mad at him for reacting the way he did. It was like giving him time to be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm like, you have fun over there. He's like, yeah. I think it's totally fine.
It's cute kiddo.
Yeah.
I have a babysitter coming next Saturday. And I haven't had one since, I think, 2 kids ago.
That makes you nervous.
I don't even think, like, we've watched all of your kids.
Oh, you've
Like, has
watched
anyone
a
ever
lot of
watched
them.
all of them?
I did.
All of them?
At your house when you went up to that
Oh,
event.
yeah.
And Matt was out of town.
Oh, yeah. You did. Yeah.
Because you usually just have family, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I usually have Matt's mom, but she just, well, not recently. It's been, 3-4 weeks? She had surgery, but she's still in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I'm not going to ask her.
No.
But we got invited to another event, and I was like, well, I kind of want to take my husband. And I was like, we've got to figure out ways to get out and actually go on dates because we need it. And so, yeah, I was like, we're going to try a babysitter. We're going to do it.
That'll be
I'm
fine.
excited.
Just leave it, like I said, just leave them our numbers.
Numbers.
And,
Mhm.
Yeah.
if, you know, if anything happens or they really have an issue, like getting Van to bed, maybe we can go over and help.
Help.
It is
doing it?
nerve-wracking, though, when you're not. That's all I think about. If I've ever left them with someone that I don't normally leave them with, I'm like, oh, no. Are they okay? Are they throwing a fit?
Yeah.
I know. It's more so I worry about not like how the babysitter does, but like how
How your kids
my
respond.
kids will do. Yes,
Mhm.
and how they will treat the babysitter.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, holy cow, this is way too much work. I
Mhm.
also have no clue what the going rate for babysitting is.
Oh, that is
Especially when you have 4 kids.
Yeah.
But the mom was like, I was like, will you please tell me, like, honestly what the going rate is, like what she usually makes? And she's like, $20. I was like, no,
no.
that's not it.
You're like, I have 4 kids.
Yeah. And then she was like, but she really loves babysitting, so you don't have to worry about paying her. I was like, nope, we're paying her.
How long is she there?
I don't know. The event's at 7, and it's in Sandy. I'm guessing like 3 hours.
I don't even know what it is.
I have no
either.
idea. It's been a long time. Matthew's been old enough for like 6 years. I'm just kidding.
He's been doing it since he was like 9. That's another thing. Like, Noah is a little bit older. So I'm like, do I try and get him over to a friend's instead? So he's not being
Sometimes it's helpful, I
babysat.
think, to have an older kid around.
I think so too. And
So
then
the
you have
littles-
to worry about like him getting home on time.
That's true.
Like-
that's true.
And maybe she can like, maybe Noah can help with Van or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really helpful with him. He's so cute with Van. I was telling
Yeah.
Matt, I said, the only reason I would ever consider having another kid, which is not possible now because of the snip, but
Yep.
is seeing like the older kids' interactions with Van. Like, they are so cute with him. I was like, where was that before?
Right?
Like, where was that when Lucy was a baby? But, I mean, Noah got home from school today, and Van was sitting on the couch, and he opened the door and just started screaming and ran to him and gave him a hug.
Cute.
And Van was the same way. He's, Noah! He was, like, yelling
Aw.
Noah and giving him a big hug. I was like, okay, this is absolutely adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not having any more either.
Yeah, no.
Dunzo.
So do we just space him out like 8 years?
Yeah,
Is that the
seriously.
trick?
Yeah. One every 8
Mm.
years.
No,
Oh, that'd be awful.
That would be so bad.
that's torture. You get to a point just to start all over. That would be hard.
No.
Be bad.
So on that, let's dive into staying home as a mother.
Yeah.
Whoop.
I guess just as a
Disclaimer.
disclaimer, I love my
Mhm.
children, but
But-
staying at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I work very part-time, but I'm home with them 90% of the time, 100 times harder than I ever could have imagined before I had children.
Yep.
And not only harder, but just so different than what I had pictured in my brain. And I know I'm a little different than like the two of you. You guys always wanted kids. You always wanted to like be moms. And so I feel like I was hit with a little bit of a wall when I had children. But staying at home and running a house, good golly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And it's nonstop.
I
It-
remember before I had kids, I would always say, like, if a mom stays home, they should be fit, and like there's no reason they shouldn't be.
Because they have all this time.
Jump to now,
Yeah.
and my probably 50 pounds that I need to lose. Like, how I'm now I look at people and I'm like, how do you keep your house clean and your kids put together in matching outfits and go to the gym 5 days a week?
Yeah.
Now it blows my mind.
I just feel like we all should be skinny.
It's,
With all that we're doing
Yeah.
and the chasing
Yeah.
the kids and like the up and down and the constant movement, like, why are we not all fit?
I don't know.
we all have stress weight.
Seriously.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, we did birth all those kids too, so there's that. That
Yeah.
kind of does a number on you, but man, burn
Sure
a ton of
does.
calories every day.
I know, running all over the place. I mean, I don't have to like chase after mine, but sometimes I watch you guys with littles and I'm like, man, how did I ever get through that stage? Like, it's exhausting watching someone do it. Like watching you with Van sometimes, I'm like, man, I am tired.
Yeah.
I didn't even run after him.
Right?
Like today when you at the store and you're like, I am sweating. Like,
I was running after them. I was getting dizzy.
Oh
They were like going in a circle, and I was like trying to be right behind them, and I was like, whoa, like sweaty and dizzy,
And it was very hot in there.
it was
I
hot.
swear they had their heater to like 80.
yeah.
There
It
was one
so
spot where it was like super hot.
It was so warm.
Do you guys feel like parenting, like staying at home is what you thought it would be?
No.
Am I
No.
the only one who doesn't
No.
think?
I always, I I had the thought of like, oh, I'm going to be the best. I was always so good with kids. I mean, I have my elementary education degree. You know, I always babysat. I always like had such a good time with kids. I feel like I don't have that good time with my kids. Like it's a whole different, and even when my kids' friends come over, I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm fun with them.
Yep.
Like, why can't I be fun with my kids?
Yeah.
You guys feel that sometimes?
Absolutely.
For sure. Lucy was over the other day and we got out probably 4 different activities in the like 2 hours she was there. And I was like, Nick will be in front of the TV for like 6 hours straight sometimes.
Yeah.
But like she was there and I was like, you guys want to do sand? You want to play with the animal? Like they had all these activities to do.
Yeah.
Why don't I do that with just my child? Why does a friend have to be there for me to like?
I feel like I'm like always chat like Noah's older friends. I always chat with them and want to know what's going on, which I do that with Noah too. But I'm like, I feel like I'm way more fun with his friends.
It's true. I'm the same. All his friends come over. I'm like, oh, what did you guys do on spring break? Or like chatting it up, and they're like, you know, like they don't want to talk to me, but
we do talk to our kids, all the time. So I guess it just is like we have this condensed moment with these friends, so we try and get in all these things with them. But man, I'm like. And that's what I thought, like my stay-at-home mom, I'd be like, oh, I'd be doing fun things, fun activities. And honestly, when I had Noah and Emmy, I was pretty dang good. Like, I think we went out almost daily.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah, we would go to, like, the aquarium. We would go to the library, like.
Yeah, I'd go to, like, Walmart and the library. All the
yeah, and I did it all the time. And then I got that third, and it was like. I tried so hard, and then I got Van, and it's like, no, we do not leave the house. It's like leaving the house to take the kids. Like today when we were going to get clothing, I was like, oh, do I want to? And I was back to having 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
but it's still like I don't know.
It's so much work.
I guess I'm older too.
Takes more energy, brain power. It's so hard.
Sorry, children, I had you so old.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, yeah, I thought I had a completely different idea of what motherhood would be like. And yeah.
Do you guys feel like staying at home is satisfying and like rewarding?
To an extent, but it's also really hard. You know, if you go to like a job, you have adults to talk to and you're spending time with other people. When you're home and you're with the kids, you're like focused on doing this and focused on doing that, and you don't really get like a lot of interaction. And like when John gets home, he doesn't really want interaction. You know, he wants to like relax for a while after coming home. So then there's just nothing, which is why I talk everybody's ear off when I get the chance.
I have to find this TikTok. It was this dude talking about like scene chores, like visible chores, and then things that are not seen. Like, you know, your husband sometimes does the dishes and he's being seen. So he's like, you know, look at what I'm doing. But he was pointing out that, or like, oh, I made dinner tonight. And he's like, what about all those unseen, like not visible chores that the other partner is doing?
Yeah.
Like who got the stuff to make the food? Who set up the like grocery list? Who planned out those meals? Who, you know, and it's like, it's so true. And I feel like that's a lot of the part of being a stay-at-home mom and motherhood that's really is exhausting, is those not visible things that we have to do. Like just the mental load of it all.
I agree.
Yep.
It's so tiring. And it's the chores and stuff, it's tiring too. But like I said, just trying to keep track of every kid and what they're doing, their activities, when they need to be where, their appointments, like food, even not even the making it part. It's just like the planning, the list.
So much.
It's just exhausting.
I forgot this week. Jack was supposed to have, his class had a show and tell thing, and I forgot. And so he got in the car Wednesday after school. I was like, oh, I always ask what their best part of their day was. And then he brought up the show and tell thing. And he's like, Mom, it was show and tell today, and I forgot to bring something. And he's like, I was really sad. And then I was crying at recess. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I felt awful because then I feel like it's my fault. Like I'm dropping the ball on all this stuff because I'm doing school and I can't like keep track of everything. But
And the mom guilt sets
Yes,
in.
seriously.
There it is.
And like,
I
yeah.
was sitting there on Monday. It's about 5:30. I get a text from one of Noah's friends. Noah's friend's mom. It's like, hey, Stockton's wondering if Noah's still coming to his birthday party. I was like, that's right now, huh? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh, and I was honest. I was like, I totally forgot. I was like, I don't have a present. She's like, it's fine. And I was like, okay, I'll bring him over. Number one, I was not the only mom bringing their kid late. There was one other kid there. So like, after I dropped him off, I was like, I'll go get the present now and he can hand it off when I go get him. When I went to get him, there was another mom with a present in hand. I was like, see, we are not alone.
No.
We are not alone in this, guys.
Absolutely not.
So
That is
not,
so hard.
I know.
It was on a school night?
yeah, Monday night.
Yeah, that makes that really hard.
And you know what the worst part was? On Sunday, I was like, in my head, I was like, I know there's a party coming up. I need to get on that text message and look what day it is. Did I? No. And then when she texted me, I was like, I was honestly just thinking about that.
Well, I read the email the night before. I read the email Tuesday night and was like, okay, tomorrow morning I'll remind him. Completely spaced it. And then Wednesday, like, he was so sad after school.
That's why I tell Cody all the time, I'm like, if it's out on the counter, don't put it away.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. Like if it's a paper that Tyler has to turn in, something I have to return, I'm like, because the second you put that away, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Gone forever in this brain.
And it could be my reminder for
Yes.
something. Yeah. I'm a little bit sad because he is getting what is it called? He's getting a new belt in karate.
Oh. What is that
He's
called? Advancing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
That's a good word. I
He's
don't think it's
advancing.
it. But
I don't think so either. But he's advancing to the next belt. Anyways, they're having like a little ceremony, and it's next Saturday at 9 a.m, and I can't go
because of school.
So I like feel so bad. But John kept him up late tonight until I went on break so that he could tell me. And he
Aw.
was so excited.
Excited?
Yes, because he's been working on this one thing, and Ava's been helping him because it's kind of choreographed almost, and so Ava learned it so that she could help teach him.
Oh, that's cute.
I know. So he finally like got it, and then so now he's getting a new belt. But poor dude.
That's
Not
where
bad.
I will stand by. Like I could be a really great parent. I could be a really great housekeeper, housewife.
Yep.
To do both of them, I feel like is next to impossible to get everything done, to keep it straight. It's,
You guys, I spent
so
all
much.
day today, pretty much, like cleaning up after everybody.
Yep.
And then at night somehow, it was like that was all undone
it's like you
in
did
the
nothing.
matter of 20
Yeah.
minutes. And I was like, do I want to do that again?
No.
No, because I did that all day today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
like it felt
constant.
good doing it, blah, 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 like wonderful, it's clean. But it lasts like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
It's-
it pisses me off.
Yeah.
I think it's like I think about this a lot after Tara said like what the definition of insanity is, and it really is doing the same thing. That is what staying at home as a mom is like,
Yes.
doing the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
Like I have at least for 2 loads of laundry now, so for probably 2 or 3 weeks, I've been dressing the kids from their pile of laundry that is
Yep.
I at least take it out of the dryer and like lay it out, but they've dressed out of that for over 2 weeks now.
Yep.
Because I don't want to fold them because I'm just going to have to do it the next, like I'm just going to have to do it
Yeah.
again. And I get so frustrated with that because I'm like, I don't want to have to fold it. Then they're going to have another load of laundry to fold like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
pretty much the next day. So I just dress them out.
It's just so endless.
Yeah.
It is endless. I make my kids, I wash it all, and I fold it, it's in their baskets, and it stays in the laundry room until they take it up to their rooms and put it away. And Matthew's usually pretty good about it. But the other two, it'll sit there all week until it's Saturday. And Saturday, they have to clean their rooms, which means they have to put their dirty clothes in their basket, and then they have to bring their baskets down to the laundry room for me to do the laundry. So it'll sit there all week, and then they finally have to do it. But it drives me nuts because their rooms are like a laundry bomb went off, and there's clothes everywhere.
Does Jack do that too?
He just has to, he can't hang all his stuff up. So stuff that needs to be hung up, he lays on his bed and then I do it later.
I need to give up some of my control issues
It's so hard.
and let them put their own. Maybe not Nick. I mean, he's 4, or maybe
Lucy
have
does
him
it.
start.
You could have him put his underwear and socks away.
Yeah.
I mean, pajama pants, whatever's folded, he can just take. I mean, you could just fold it and then say, "Okay, it's time to go put your lingerie," and they can just pick it up and set it in the. If it comes unfolded, it comes unfolded. Like
They both needed new socks, so I bought them different socks, but both like solid colored socks,
Mhm.
so we can just put them in a little bin, and I don't have to match them
Good call.
Yes.
because them not matching makes me feel a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
like
my kids' socks never match. Even when I do match them, they go like
They
I'll
do
have like
'em?
a whole bunch of matched socks that they put away, and they always go to the like random sock bin and just
Oh.
grab 2.
really,
Like there's socks that are together
Yeah.
in your drawer where they're supposed to be. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
and that's another like I think a huge unseen chore is like keeping everyone dressed. The amount of times, especially when kids are little, that you have to switch out their clothes because they grow out of them so quickly. Like
Yeah,
I'm sure,
yeah.
like Van, how many times have you done it for Van? Probably
Yep.
10 times in his life, and he's not even 2 years old.
Yeah.
You have to just switch that out. You have to like make sure all their clothes fit. I usually do it like beginning of the school year, Christmas
like-
maybe, like summer season changes, but that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of
Yeah.
work.
I was just telling Matt, he was like trying to decide on what we need to get rid of for Lucy. You know, she's our littlest, and so any girl clothes that she grows out of, we gotta finally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, we need to. I don't want to, but we need to put away their like summer stuff because they will, no matter what, always put it on, and it's a fight. Like Lucy will come out in short shorts and a tank top, and it's 20 degrees. I'm like,
Mhm.
girl, you can't wear that. I like to be cold. Like, no, we're not wearing that. I was like, we need to put it away, but it's just another chore
It
that I
is.
don't want to do.
She's
it
very
sucks.
very knowing lately. Everything I tell her, Lucy, put your coat on. I know.
No, she does.
Lucy, you got to get in your seatbelt. I know. Grab
It's
your
either I know or I don't care.
Oh,
that's her.
Yeah.
grab
That's
your
her
backpack.
terms right
I
now.
know.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
it's so
my
true.
gosh.
We've been dealing with a little bit of school issues with Tyler. I know I've talked to you both about it, and I don't think like one day of it would be that big of a deal. But when you do it day after day
Yeah.
after day after day, and it just continues, it gets so exhausting.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's hard when it's something they have to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you have to go to school
Yeah.
and to have to fight it every morning.
And his
Like-
teacher had such good suggestions, like put a picture of your family in his backpack. So I talked to him about it. Do you want to do that? No. Okay. Well,
All right. Well,
good luck tomorrow, I
suffer
guess.
at
What do you
school.
do? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. School stuff. Matthew used to throw tantrums every day after school for homework. And that was like an everyday thing. And it was like, you know what the routine is. You know that we come home, we have snack, we relax for a while, then we get straight to homework. Like, but oh boy, it was insane. Like full on screaming tantrums.
And yeah, and that's like our days don't vary that much.
Right.
Like yes, on the weekends we get to do fun things, but like I know it's his first year and like full day. But he's still like kindergarten was even the same. Like you get up, you have your breakfast. And I even told him, I was like, if you get up and you don't fight me for a half hour, you will have time to play. And you will have time to like play with Nick, which I know makes it hard because his best friend's at home. But man,
School stuff's hard. Like, I have one that is very good in school. It doesn't struggle at all. He did have a hard time though first grade because it was all day and he didn't like that. He said, I don't want to be away from
I feel
you
like I
and my
remember
family.
that. Like
all
I remember
day.
him just saying he didn't want to be gone.
Yeah, it wasn't as much of a fight. I mean, sometimes there were definitely tears but it's like they always get there, and once they're there, it's always fine. It's just like it is the fight. But then he's never struggled academically. Or my other one, girl loves school, but struggles with the learning part. And so I'm like, I think I might prefer struggling getting to school than struggling
Academically.
with the academic part at school. Like she was in tears the other day because her little report card wasn't as good as her brother's or something, and I was in tears. I was like, because I don't know how long. You just don't know. You don't know how long she's gonna struggle. Is she gonna catch up? It's like just such a big worry.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And it's mom guilt. Like, what could I be doing to help this girl so she's not struggling at school? That's like, when do we have time to do?
Yeah.
It's like, all those things.
I had my kids' charter schools, they split out for reading in groups into like where they fall kind of, whatever. And we had a substitute. She's there all the time, and I knew her pretty well, but she texted me after she taught Ava's math group for one day, one class, texted me and said, I think Ava needs some help with her math facts. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I start I'm like, hey, we're going to have to do flashcards or something. Like, I don't know how I'm going to fit this in. I mean, we did like 3 days. But I also talked to the principal because we're friends. And she was like, honestly, that really wasn't her place, first of all. And second of all, like, she'll get there. Like, you just have to, like, the consistency is key. And they'll get it eventually. Like, but still.
Yeah, you
I
have
was
some
freaking
older
out.
kids. You've probably seen a little bit more of the school years than...
Yeah. And I was telling Kim
Yeah.
today, I was like, I know eventually she'll be able to read. She'll know her letters. It's just
so hard, though.
And that's such a big part of all of school is to be able to read. So I'm like, if she's struggling with reading, she's probably going to be struggling with a lot of other areas because she's not going to be able to read the instructions for things or know what to do.
My sister went through a similar thing. Her son, they moved from a school, in Kentucky, and they moved here, and they didn't know cursive. Well, they all of a sudden had to know cursive for this school. They didn't know how to write it, and then everything was in cursive. So they'd be taking notes in class in cursive, and her son wouldn't know how to read it properly to then learn it to take the notes. And so it like kind of put other things, issues in other subjects as well. So once he got, anyway, so I get that.
So, Ashley, with you in school,
Yes.
do you feel like you will have a hard time balancing like everything you did before working and like how are you doing with school and like balancing all that?
I feel like with John's help, I'm doing okay. Like, and like you guys helping, like getting my kids to places, like mostly Ava to cheer, but John's having to leave work early on a couple of days to make sure he picks them up or takes or whatever. We did those freezer meals. So meals are being prepped like earlier today. I feel like my family's eating better, like overall, because I'm actually making dinners,
And when you're home?
Yeah, then when I'm home, because I'm like, I don't really want to cook.
Yeah.
But I think the freezer meals are going to be like a staple in my life forever because they were so simple to put together and they're so easy to pop in like mid-morning or even at noon or whatever. And, it's awesome. And then you just prepare a couple more things. I do struggle. Like I do miss my kids. At the same time, I do feel like I'm getting other adult interaction, even though I'm like the oldest by a lot of years in my class. I call myself the geriatric student. But I am getting that adult interaction. I do stress about when I'm trying to actually like run my nail business, like how I'm going to keep home at home and work at work, because I do want to do it in my home and like trying to help my kids do their things, but also I don't know how I'm gonna do that because that's also going to be more time.
Yeah.
And they'll be home a lot. I don't know how to work that yet.
Because that's a big change. Like once you decide to be a stay-at-home mom, how do you go back to work? Like, I mean, I work like 1.5 days, about a week.
Yeah.
And even that sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I didn't have to work today. Like I could have Cody around and I could get caught up on things. Like I can't imagine like going to working more and still getting everything done.
I think I'm legitimately going to have to put some kind of schedule or like plan or routine into place so that I can keep up on everything. Like on this day, I'll have to do these things. And on this day, I'll do this thing, and I don't know.
I told Cody, I was like, if I work more, we will get a cleaner to come in.
Yeah.
Like
That would be
twice a
amazing.
month, at least.
The one thing I do think of is like when parents are working outside the home. Like, the kids aren't home to make a disaster mess.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always like, I mean, it's definitely, you always are like, oh, what would it be harder to be a stay-at-home mom or a working mom? Because I'm always like, the working mom, that seems so hard.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to work and then you're coming home and you're working.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are a few advantages, like your kids aren't tearing up your house. Because I feel like that's most of the day, is my kids tearing up the house and me cleaning up after them.
Yep.
Like, so if they're not there to tear up the house and you're not there, you leave with a clean house, you come home.
Yeah, like your cleaning time
With a clean
is
house.
smaller, but your mess time is also smaller.
Yeah.
But they might not have time to clean either. So
That's
maybe
true.
it never even gets cleaned because they don't have the time. Like if
I
they're
know.
go in the morning to get everybody up and out of the house, and then nobody's home during the day. And then
Like,
at night, it's like
yeah.
make dinner and do this and homework and
Because after school seems to just like
Oh.
snap and it's
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
Like even, they get home 4-ish, a little bit of a break, then homework, then dinner, then it's bath and bed. I feel like it's,
wait till they start other activities. Like it's chaotic.
I know I feel some guilt because my kids don't do anything, but at the same time, I'm like,
No.
when do they do
Hold
it?
off as long as possible.
Seriously.
And when do
It's
they have time to
insane.
just like play and
Yeah.
Yep.
be like
Well,
little kids?
Yeah.
Like obviously as they get older, But
yeah. There's
don't know.
pros and cons to everything. I like having like Ava and Matthew. I mean, Matthew's doing guitar. I wish he was involved in something else that took up a little bit more time because I feel like keeping them busy is almost key to keeping them out of trouble.
Yeah.
And not that I'm not worried about him being in trouble, but I just would like him to be busy. I think he does get bored sometimes and he like just doesn't know what to do. Okay. So something cute. Apparently they've put together a slideshow for John and I, but I have no idea what it is.
Who's done it?
Matthew and the kid, Matthew, Ava, and Jack
Oh, cute.
put together a slideshow.
That's adorable.
But I don't know anything about it. Ava said something and Matthew and Jack go, Ava. And she goes, I'm sorry. And she like started crying and she's like, I didn't know. And they were like, oh, why'd you say something? I was like, it's okay. I don't know what it's about. It's fine. Let's
That
just
is
keep
cute.
going.
That's really cute.
So anyway, I have no idea what it is.
I was telling Kim, this is off subject, but
Also was my.
yeah, when I told Noah that I had forgotten about the party, he was very upset with me. Well, not with me, just upset that he was late. He doesn't
Yeah.
like being late to anything.
Matthew's the same.
And he really didn't like that he had a present. He was like running around grabbing all of his toys, being like, can I bring this? Can I bring it? I was like, dude, I will get one. I told the mom, like everybody knows.
Yeah.
So he finally calms down. We're in the car and we're driving. He's like, I was like, sorry, dude, like this is totally mom's fault. Like I should have put this in my phone. I should have, I even told myself to look and make a note of when it was. And he's like, no, Mom, it's my fault.
Aww.
Like it is. There's no way this is your fault. He's like, I could have asked the date and reminded you. I was like, dude.
That's cute.
And he kept trying. I was like, no, dude, this is 100% your mom's fault. A lot of the times when I forget things, it is always going to be my fault. Like
Right.
you have a forgetful mom.
It's so
Get
hard.
used to it.
I felt so bad for Jax. Oh, the show and tell.
The show and tell.
I felt so bad. The fact that he like went out at recess and just cried, like broke my heart. I was like,
That's.
poor little buddy.
I remembered what the TikTok was.
Oh yes.
So this lady gets on and she's like, I am the worst mom. So she was asleep and I forget, I think he was 2.5, got out of the house and she woke up to like 2 police officers
Oh man.
in her room, like to a light. And she was like, I didn't hear him get up. I didn't hear him leave the house. I didn't hear the police officers knock on the door.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't wake up. No one in my house woke up until they were in my bedroom with a flashlight. So he was outside. She's like, for who knows how long.
Was this night?
At night, he had gone to bed. Like, so she had gone to bed, she said, like at 10. Her husband went to bed at like 11. They checked on him before they went to bed.
Yeah.
And he,
Oh
at some point,
my
got out of the
gosh.
Oh, don't
house.
tell me that. That's going to give me, I'm not going to sleep now.
You have a
You're gonna
ring
have, like,
at
a
least.
weird anxiety. Yeah, but am I going to wake up to the ring?
Well, you better turn your volume way up. Make it some like alarm at night, you know?
But I thought about it too. I was like, there's times where Tyler will come get in our bed, and I don't know he's gotten in our bed until I roll over. And yes, I'm probably used to him like climbing in, and it's like a comfortable thing. But sometimes I'll be like, what? And because he's like right next to me.
Yeah. I'm going to tell him, if you're going to run away, do it at night. No one
tell
will
him.
know.
I'm
not going.
I was telling Matt, he let me sleep in on Saturday. He just got out and was handling everything. I slept till 10, and it was probably the best sleep. I was like
That's
deep
nice.
sleep. I was like, I didn't
That is
hear
amazing.
and I'm sure it was not quiet.
Sometimes we just need that.
Yeah.
Probably
It
after
felt
getting
real
back
good.
the previous week from like, you're probably still, you were probably
And
like,
Yeah.
savings messed
Yeah.
everyone up. Ugh.
Sunday is my only day to sleep in. Other than that, I'm getting up at like 6 or 6:30 every day.
Me too. Not
So
my
s-
choice.
Yeah. So Sunday, I'm like, please, just like let me sleep in. Kids, don't ask me for screen time. Don't ask me if you can just like stay out. Doesn't work. But
Do you guys have things we've talked about things to help as parenting, but I guess like run your house smoother or being home all day that help you be in better moods or parent better?
Better. I don't know. I feel like I've been trying real hard. I mean, of course, I'm clearly on TikTok and Instagram quite a bit. And too much. So I've been trying this week to just put my phone in a whole different room. Because I feel like a lot of times if I'm on my phone and my kids come up to me, I'm like ornery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is not good.
Like
I'll
you
be like
kinda
on my
feel
phone.
interrupted.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I'm
get
the
like
same way.
annoyed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm sitting here on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, I have no right to be annoyed that I want a snack or something. And you're
Yeah.
like, ugh. So
How
I've been
dare you.
trying. No. And then I feel terrible. So I've been trying to put that away. And it has helped a lot. Because I feel like, seriously, I get super ornery
Yeah.
when I'm interrupted in my social media time.
I think that makes sense. That's fair. I'm not very good at doing that, but I don't feel like I'm on social media a ton, especially lately. Like if I'm home when my kids are at school, basically, and then I'm gone when they are home.
Yeah.
Except for on Fridays and Sundays. But I feel like so clutter, messiness heightens my anxiety.
Yeah.
So I know that if I do certain things to keep my house somewhat tidy, it will eliminate that from me. So having like a set, like laundry's every Sunday. I'll start it as early as I can in the day, knowing that it'll all be clean by the night. It may not all be folded or put away by that night, but it's all clean. And then cleaning on certain days. So the kids all do their chores Saturday morning, and I do mine usually Friday when I'm home. And that way Saturday or when I come home from school, like we have that time to just do something together.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work out that way, but in my head, I'm like, if I can set aside and like have, then I don't know.
Your laundry in one day will forever blow my mind.
Right?
Well, I don't feel like we go through a ton of clothes. Like summertime, sometimes it's harder because my kids are in a charter school and they wear uniforms. They can wear their uniforms for like 3 to 4 days, sometimes all week, because all they do is just sit there in it and it doesn't get dirty. And then they'll come home and put on comfy clothes and wear the same comfy clothes for a couple hours, especially in the colder months when we're just lounging and not doing anything after school.
So how many loads of laundry do you do on your Saturday?
I usually do a white load, mine and John's like regular stuff, a jeans load, in the wintertime, a hoodies load,
Yeah.
and then a big kids load, if not 2, and then like towels.
So you have like 6 or 7 loads of laundry?
Yeah. So it's going all day. I'll go put a load in and I'll set a 51-minute timer on my watch. So it buzzes me.
I started doing that.
And then I don't forget.
Yeah, I don't forget. And then it keeps me like, okay, I'll go
Going.
in another one. And then,
Otherwise, I'm like, oh my gosh, crap.
Yeah.
It's been in there for like 2 hours and I forgot. So if I set a timer on my watch, then I can stay on it. So then I'll go do something else for an hour and come back down and flip it or take,
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
I don't like laundry. And I want to have it done and out of the way and not think about it. And then I don't want someone to be like, Mom, do you know where my shirt is? And I'll be like, no, it could be in the clean, could be in the dirty, could be in the like, I don't know. I'd rather just know
Yeah.
I did all of it. It's all clean.
That is nice. And then it's done on the weekend. So
Yep.
they go into the week.
Having all clean, fresh clothes.
That's good.
I love the idea, and I think I've talked about this before, of people. It's a wonderful idea, and if I could do it, I think it'd make my life
I've heard
easier.
this one, yeah.
But like putting your house to bed. You know, there's
Yeah.
people that tidy up before they go to sleep, like finish the dishes, like finish everything up, and then you wake up to like a nice, like, oh, that sounds nice. But like I said, by the end of the day, I've been doing that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless your kids all wake up before you and get to breakfast and stuff before you, and
Yeah,
you come out and
that's
it's a
true.
mess. You're like,
That's
I left this
true.
clean and now it's
Yeah.
We will usually do, like after dinner, we go through and like, there are probably some dishes that are drying.
Yeah.
And if they're dry before I go to bed, I do like to put them away. And I like to fluff my couch pillows.
Yeah. I think another part that helps is as your kids get older, making them responsible for
I
things.
know.
I agree.
Saying you use a dish and it's dirty, put it in the dishwasher. If the dishwasher is like giving somebody a certain chore every day. Like I know that What's Her Face talked about zones, but give them each something,
heard
one
that.
chore a day. Like, okay, your job is to clean up this area. Your job is to clean but it's so hard to keep on it.
That's
like
what I
my
was
kids
going to say.
have
That's
things.
just another
I know.
mental load.
I know.
Like, do I want to deal with that? Like we have started
Yeah.
so many times chore charts.
It's hard.
And then by the end of the week, it's like, oh, did we check off everything? And you're like, I totally forgot. Like,
I
I
know.
didn't have somebody do.
But like, Ashley, you don't pay your kids unless they check
They
it
have
off,
to check it
right?
off themselves.
So like maybe it could be like, especially with like Noah and Emmy, I need to do it with Tyler. Like I need to give him responsibility. And
Yeah.
then if they do it,
you could put in a ticket system and then just have
Yeah.
your own treasure box. It doesn't have to be like actual allowance.
Yeah.
You could go buy dollar store stuff or like
It's just like,
searchers.
I always forget to check it off every day.
I
And then
know.
it's like, oh,
I-
I don't remember. And of course, they're like, oh, yeah, I did that 2 days ago. Yeah,
Well,
I did that. I'm like, no, you don't know.
But I see if they don't check it off, they don't get I'm
Yeah, they
like, you
don't
have
get
to
their-
check it off that day. You can't go back and
What
tell me
age
you did it.
you start that, though? That they had to
Jack
check?
has to do it. Yeah. And I've had
It
those
just hurts my brain to think about these
I
things.
mean, I'll help you put it in place, but you
Will you come every night?
no, because I
See if
can't
they're
get my
checking.
kids to do it. That's the thing. I have lists everywhere, and my kids are like, I don't. Matthew complains. It's like, but it's like out of the way, and I don't see it. I'm like, you get in the pantry like 50 times a day. Don't tell me you don't see it. It's on the inside of the pantry door, and then there's a black white erase marker on the counter that's always there for them to just grab, and they can just put a little dot on the things that they did. I mean, everything is on there from like get dressed, brush your teeth, make your bed. They don't get a ticket or like whatever. It's usually 25 cents per ticket, and some things are worth more tickets.
What are your ticket items? Like, what are items that they have to do no matter what, and what are ones
So
that they
things
get
that they
paid
don't get
extra
paid
for?
for are like life skills. Like you're gonna get up, you're gonna make your bread and brush your teeth and get dressed. Like I'm not gonna pay you
they're
for
gonna
that.
make bread when they wake up?
Did I say bread?
it's going to sound like it.
make their bed. I was like,
You
oh, I
gotta make
want.
their bread for their sandwiches in the morning.
Like that's sweet. I want fresh bread.
Gotta wake up at 5,
Like
churn their butter.
seriously, that would be
Milk the
amazing.
cows.
Go milk the cows.
I do agree though. I don't remember ever actually even getting allowance.
I never got an
But we
allowance.
were expected to keep our rooms clean.
Yep.
And
I had chores.
then on top of that, we had to we kind of rotated who set the table for dinner. So like, we don't have like a sit down dinner.
Yeah,
every
we
day,
don't
But
We don't
like
either.
I expect them to make their bed, get dressed, and same things, brush their teeth, and they have to pick up their messes.
Yep.
Like I want their playroom. Sometimes will be like just at least put your toys in your playroom.
Yep.
They don't have to like be all put away.
Yep. I think that's like a once a week chore. Like go clean the
Yes.
playroom on Saturdays
Yeah,
or
I agree.
something. That's
But I want I don't want all their toys in like all over the house. I want them in
That's-
the playroom.
Yep, they're not allowed to have toys out in the family room, in the kitchen. I tell them, I'm like, if you have stuff out in the family room kitchen area the next day, I'm taking it. You'll have to pay me tickets to get it out.
I just can't keep up with all of it.
But
There's
listen,
stuff is everywhere, and they never put crap away, and I can't just be out there all day being like, put that away, put
I
that away,
know.
because they move to things so fast.
It
It's
helps. It helps when they're in school
Like, yeah.
for a big chunk of time, because then you have like that time. They're not home at that amount of time to make their messes.
Yeah.
But it's hard to stay on top of it. That's where I'm
Yeah.
saying sometimes I wish I could just like chill the freak out and not care. But when I'm telling you that like clutter adds to my anxiety,
That's how
sometimes
I
I'm like,
feel.
nope, go put it away. I don't
Yeah.
want to see it because then it just makes me beastly.
Yeah.
I've been taking a little bit of time, like depending on the day, like 15 minutes. Obviously with Nick, he's home more. I can like play with him for a while, but I've been making more of an effort to play with my kids.
Oh, that's
Sometimes
really
it's
good of
real
you.
hard.
It
I
is.
don't always like it. I'm not that I don't like playing with them, but like I'll usually, like I've been letting them choose, and I don't always like playing with Transformers.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't always like that.
Yeah.
But I've been taking a little bit of time playing what they want to play, and then I'll go be like, "Okay, I'm done playing. I'm gonna go finish my chores, or you know, like whatever I'm doing, or go make dinner." And I think it helps.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it helps them get a little bit of that, like probably like putting your phone away, just that undivided.
One-on-one
like,
attention.
I'm talking to them. I'm not like looking up from my screen, like
Yeah.
Like I'm answering them. We're talking, and I have been actually really liking it.
Yeah. It makes a difference in like your relationship and their attitudes and not so demanding, I think, of your attention when they already.
When they know they're going to get some, I think. And I mean, it's only been like 1 week, so we'll see how it goes. But I do feel like, and me, I don't feel so guilty when I've done like laundry and chores and clean bathrooms all day. I don't feel as guilty because I still
Did
gave
take
them
that
some
time.
time and played with them.
I did try that for a while. It didn't last very long. I also tried just laying in bed with them for 5 minutes each. But that
We've
for
been
some reason-
struggling with that lately too.
For
Once
some-
school started, it's just
Oh.
like we're so tired. They're so tired. I'm like, I want them to go to bed.
I want to go to
I
bed.
want to go to bed. I
It's
want my
so
me
hard.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, it is hard.
Well, and I didn't like it that on the nights that maybe I wasn't really up for it, they were like, "Oh, you're not going to lay with mom." And I
I
was
know.
like, "Okay, I told you that I would like to do this, and if there were some nights that maybe don't," so then I took it away because I'm mean. Oh, I know, I'm terrible. They did really like it though, and it was their time to like tell me, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I probably need to do it. Well, I can't right now because I'm in school, but I do go give them all kisses at night, and they are hilarious.
When you go give them kisses.
Yes, I love it.
My mood booster is just putting music on and dancing, and kids all like it puts us all, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just like the fact that you don't have that much interaction. But once Matt gets home or gets upstairs, I feel like I am like
A renewed woman,
a brand new person. And it's
Yeah.
not even that he's like, it's not even when he like takes the kids and plays with them. It's just like him just being there.
Yep,
Just boosts my mood that much more.
absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I tell myself, and I can know, I know that happens. And I'm like, what? What do I need to do during the day while he's gone that can get me to that better place? Because seriously, once he gets home, I'm like, best day ever.
I know.
Stays so much better already.
It does make it like to have a teammate.
It
Yeah.
does.
I
It
guess
makes-
that's it.
Man, it makes a difference. And to have, even to like give a look to when your kid's being irrational, like what is happening?
Yeah,
Just
like
somebody there
seeing
that
this?
understands and gets to. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I need to throw more dance parties because I think that it really does make a difference, and I'll do that randomly, like throw on some song and then just dance with them in the kitchen, and anyway, it works.
We had this fun
Huge.
little like disco ball.
Oh,
Then it shocked Nick. About blew his hand off.
oh that's right.
It is what? I forgot about
I
that.
remember. Oh my
We don't
gosh.
have one now.
We don't
That's
have one
hilarious.
now.
It's gone.
It's
It
gone.
was a hazard. That's hilarious.
So yeah, music and my husband boost my mood quite a bit. Would you guys change anything? Would you still be a stay-at-home mom if you knew all of the struggles? Would
Like
you
going into it with my knowledge that I have now.
Yeah.
I feel like I would do more of what Kim does. I feel like I would get an education. Like I would have gotten an education before I started having kids so that I could have like a part-time job, so that I could be a stay-at-home mom, but also like have my time away. And also I have this thing, I don't know why. John has never made me feel bad for not working, nothing, but I feel like this, and I know I contribute ridiculously here, but not financially, but for some reason I feel like this responsibility to like contribute financially. I don't know why, but that would satisfy that as well. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm just a little late to the game.
Yeah.
And man, I give kudos because I went through school later, but I wasn't married and I didn't have kids. And it's still so hard. So like kudos to anyone who goes to school with kids, no matter what type of school it is, because it is hard.
Just
Yeah.
kudos to parents. I
Right?
always think that. I'm like,
For real.
man, working moms have it so hard.
Yeah, they do.
I'm like,
Yes.
but stay-at-home moms have it hard. I'm like, what about single moms?
Oh
or
my gosh.
moms with husbands or even themselves in the military.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
I know.
we're just awesome.
We are.
Parents are awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
There's always so much.
I feel like I mean, it's hard to say like, oh, I wouldn't be a like stay-at-home mom because also can't imagine sending my kid to a daycare. Like,
I know.
I can't wrap my brain around that.
Yeah, we just have done what we've done. And I don't
Yeah.
really see it any other way.
I mean, and I think as they get older, I will probably want something a little more for myself, which I think my career is like beneficial because I can kind of pick up as I want,
Yeah.
which is great. But there are times when I'm like, I could have had a great career. Like I could have been in a much different spot with my career. And sometimes it like gets me a little bit because I'm like, I put so much work into school.
Yeah.
Into like getting to that. But I don't want to say I like threw it away because I'm still working and still have, my active licenses and everything. But I could have been in a much different spot. It's just, I guess, where your sacrifices are and where your priorities are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted it so badly. Like I so badly wanted to be a mom and a wife that's what was first. That's just what I wanted to do.
I think I would still
Yeah.
be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. I think so.
I wouldn't mind. Like, I love right now that I have this little outlet for me through
Yeah.
social media, and
Mhm.
I do get a little bit more interaction, and those events that I sometimes get to go to. It's like, well, this is fun, and I can consider it kind of work, but kind
Yeah.
of not. But and that's the wonderful thing. I am getting some money behind it, and I am able to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting the fulfillment of being home with my kids and being there with them, but also having another little outlet that I can
Yeah.
go to. So
That's part of the reason why I wanted to do nails from my own home. Or, I mean, I don't know. So I could just have my own schedule, but I could be close if
Yeah.
somebody needed me. The other option is I could build a little shed, put it out there, a
She
little
shed.
she shed.
It is nice to, I don't ever feel guilty when I like frivolously spend money.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I'm like taking away from our family vacation or whatever it is. Like, and I've probably seen too many like women in bad situations and not have jobs. So I'm
Yep.
like, I will always have a backup, I guess,
Yeah,
something to
like,
fall back
or
on.
something that I could support my family with if
Yeah.
we needed.
Yeah. That was another reason why I wanted to go to find something. I mean, I don't know that I'd ever make enough money to support me and my kids on my own. Like if something happened to John, hopefully not ever, but just saying like,
Yeah.
what if something did happen and I don't have anything to fall back on? Like, I don't even know what I would do. So now hopefully I'll have something to
Yeah.
help.
And it's just very fulfilling, I think, for yourself.
Yeah.
So we got this a little while ago from Erin. She's written in a number of times.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
a couple of topics, and I think we've kind of touched on it a little bit. So maybe we can just do it as a question. Is some discipline focused on the terrible 2 and 3 years?
I mean, it's been a while for me.
I mean, may God be with you with these ages.
Those people say terrible
hard.
2s, and I'm like, no. You just wait, because those
Threes.
3s are.
I feel like 3 and even some of 4s.
Yeah.
I realized recently, I mean, I'm like, I discipline my kids, but I'm like, how do I? I don't know if it varies so much because I was, I sat with a one-on-one with my son's counselor before he even started meeting with him. And he's like, so what do you do for consequences and discipline? And I was like,
I don't buy him a treat from the gas station.
I know. I was like, I swear I do. Like, I know I discipline my kids, but I don't know if it's just like there's not one set way I do. But that question like threw me off, and then it got me like, holy crap, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I not? Because I was like, I don't know.
Well, and each kid responds differently, so you're gonna have something different for each kid.
Yeah.
You know, timeouts worked amazing for Matthew and Ava a little bit. Jack, he couldn't give 2 shits whether he was sitting against a wall or playing with his favorite toy. Like, he was like, fine. You know, he didn't care at all. Matthew, very much a pleaser. He wants to do, well, he was. I mean, now he's his own person and whatever, but he was very much a pleaser, like wanted to make everybody happy.
Well, I think it also just like not only like from person to person, but like stage to stage with each kid.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like Noah used to do timeouts, and I'm like, what am I doing now? I think it's like not timeouts, but time away from friends or taking away time with something he loves. It's just like that question threw me for such a loop, and I was just like,
yep.
And it is hard.
It's so
like,
hard.
Tyler is 6, and I still have not found the thing for him. Nothing phases him.
Yeah.
I am like, if you don't pick these up, like, we're going to get rid of them. That's okay. You're not going to see your friends tomorrow. I don't want to see my friends.
Oh my
So
God.
hard.
If you, like, we're going to have to take away, like, screens. I don't want to watch TV tomorrow. Like, I guess the only thing that slightly motivates him is reward. He does like to be rewarded. He does like to have, I got like the visible chart.
Yeah.
And he likes to be at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe that's his discipline is the other side of it, and reward him for good behavior, which, you know, I hear is what you should do.
I was gonna say,
I hear that too,
But I do find, I guess, that works better for him.
yeah.
Nick, on the other hand, he's my little like hot-tempered kid, and he will throw things. He needs a minute, and he needs to be away.
Yeah.
Like, because he'll get like super aggressive towards Tyler. He'll like come at us, like Cody and I. So he'll usually throw something, dent the wall maybe. But if he's in his room for a few minutes, he will come down and he'll like read a book, and then he'll come out and be like, sorry, Mom. So like I feel like I don't necessarily have to discipline him. He just needs to be removed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Isn't it all the personalities?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't
There's
have
no
a
one answer.
No. I wish there was. If there was just an easy like, oh, hey, they're 4 years old. This is the discipline that you can use, and
Yeah.
that sure would be nice.
I think being consistent in what you say is
Yeah.
probably, I mean, those little suckers are smart. Like,
Yeah, they are. They're
even at 2,
manipulative.
they know you're going to threaten and not follow through.
I was going to say, you got to follow through, and that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Yep. Consistency and following through for sure.
Yep.
Don't threaten anything you're not willing to follow through on.
Just so hard when you're mad.
And
It is.
Lucy sometimes does that. I'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to take this away. And she'll say, I don't care. And then the second I go to take that away, she is
cares?
losing it.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, you don't care, do ya, girl?
That's funny.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us on whatever platform you joined us. Again, give us any feedback, any suggestions. We love them. Moms Take 5 on Instagram and Moms Take 5 podcast at gmail.com.